Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now it is my pleasure to welcome His Excellency Mr. Kirti Vardhan Singh, Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change of India. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the government of Azerbaijan and the people of Azerbaijan for hosting us in this historical and beautiful city of Baku. Excellencies, today we are at a very important juncture of our collective fight against climate change. What we decide here will enable all of us, particularly those in the global south, to not only take ambitious mitigation actions, but also adapt to the climate change. Excellencies, our decisions on this forum should be guided by the core principles of equity, climate justice, and common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities, as provided in the UNFCCC and its Paris Agreement. The context of different national circumstances, sustainable development goals, and poverty eradication, particularly in respect of the global south, should not be lost sight of. The high carbon emission development pathways of the global north in the past have left very little carbon space for the global south. However, our growth trajectories for fulfilling the primary needs of sustainable development and poverty eradication cannot be compromised. Despite not contributing to the problem, we in the global south are bearing huge financial burden on account of climate actions for mitigation on one hand, and losses and damages caused by climate change on the other, thus severely limiting our capacity to meet our developmental needs. But Excellencies, these have not dampened India's resolve and commitment to take ambitious climate actions. We achieved our 2015 NDC targets on emission intensity reduction and non-fossil based installed electricity generation capacity much earlier than 2030 and have further enhanced our ambitions in these sectors. India's renewable energy capacity has nearly tripled from its 2014 levels, and we are on course to achieve the 500 gigawatt target by 2030. India has launched the Mission Life, which is Lifestyle for Environment, to encourage the sustainable lifestyle practices at the global level. Mission Life inspires individuals, communities, and societies to exercise choices and behaviors that focus on mindful utilization of resources. We are at the forefront of pro-planet actions. The campaign Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, launched by Honorable Prime Minister on World Environment Day in June this year, has resulted in 1 billion saplings being planted since then. Plant for Mother, which urges everyone to plant a tree as a mark of love and respect for our Mother and Mother Earth, has resonated across the spectrum with its powerful, inspirational and emotional connect. Furthermore, International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, Global Biofuel Alliance, Resource Efficiency and Circular Economy Industry Coalition, Leadership Group on Industry Transition have been launched by India with different partner countries in pursuit of global climate actions. Excellencies, raising of climate ambitions to align with Paris temperature goals has to be preceded by the free availability of green technologies, producing them on scale, and the availability of finance for their deployment, particularly in the global south. On the contrary, some of the developed countries have resorted to unilateral measures, making climate actions more difficult for the global south. The emergency situation we are in, there is no option but to break all barriers to flow of technology, finances, and capacity to the developing countries. The theme of this COP, enabling actions and enhanced ambition, is very relevant in this context. COP29 is the COP for climate finance. The new collective quantified goals on climate finance for mobilizing climate finance to meet the needs and the priorities of the developing countries. We all need to appreciate that huge costs are being imposed on a developing country like ours for undertaking our climate actions. What we decide here on NCQG must be founded on the principle of climate justice. The decision must be ambitious and unambiguous, taking into consideration the evolving needs and the priorities of the developing countries and the commitment to sustainable development and eradication of poverty. Excellencies, the next round of nationally determined contributions are due for submission the next year. The breach of carbon space seems imminent towards the end of this critical decade. It is imperative, therefore, that the developed countries show leadership in mitigation actions as required under the Paris Agreement by not just advancing their net zero targets, but also providing enough carbon space for the developing countries like ours to develop. Excellencies, I urge that all of us should work with determination towards making COP29 meaningful and impactful in its outcomes. Excellencies, please be assured of India's full cooperation for a successful COP29. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Excellency.